Stop foam rolling your IT band, because to be honest, most people get it wrong. If you've ever had pain here on the outside part of your knee, you've probably heard of IT band pain. Basically, you have a tendon that runs down the entire outside part of your leg. When your knee is straight, that tendon is in front of the knee joint, and as your knee bends, it crosses over to the back of that knee joint. And if there's some increased tension in that tendon, it can cause friction, it can cause rubbing, and a condition known as IT band syndrome. Now, to treat that, most people think they just need to stretch out and foam roll their IT band. But what most people don't understand is it's a tendon. It's connective tissue. You cannot stretch it out. You cannot cause it to relax because all it does is generate force. Up here in the hip, it connects to three muscles: the tensor fasciae latae in the front, the gluteus medius on the side, and the gluteus maximus in the back. All the IT band does is transmit force from those muscles. You cannot stretch it out. You cannot cause it to relax. So how do we treat IT band pain? Well, we need to treat the muscles that act on the IT band, because we can foam roll those and we can get those to relax and we can stretch those out in order to decrease tension throughout that area. And so that's exactly what I want to share with you today. I'm going to show you the right way to foam roll your IT band and then follow that up with some stretches and some exercises that are going to help your knee to feel better fast. Now, if you don't have access to a foam roller, I've got this one linked in the description down below this video. It's 6 inches in diameter and it's medium density. That's my personal favorite. As I mentioned in the intro, there's 3 muscles that primarily feed into your IT band. Those are the areas that we want to foam roll. It's the tensor fasciae latae here in the front, gluteus medius here on the side, gluteus maximus in the back. So let's start with that TFL. To do that, you're going to lay down with the front of your hip on the foam roller. I'm going to lay down on the very edge of it so that it's kind of in this position right here. You're going to bring that muscle right onto the foam roller, support yourself on your elbow and on your toes with your opposite foot, and then you're just going to foam roll up and down all through the front of that hip. Go all the way up to your hip bone, kind of that bony prominence there in the front, all the way down, kind of part way down your quad. And that's kind of where I like to start. That's the TFL. That one feels all right to me. Spend 30 to 60 seconds right in that area. And then we're gonna roll over ever so slightly, so now we're getting that gluteus medius muscle. We're gonna go all the way up to your hip bone here on the side, and then all the way down to kind of that large part of the hip bone, kind of that protuberance, that large, that's called the greater tuberosity. It's the big bony part of the lateral hip right out here. And so we're all the way up and we're all the way down. And again, about 30 to 60 seconds is a good amount of time here on the glute med. And then we're gonna roll over one more time, and this is where we're gonna get into that glute max, the big muscle in the back. Now, a lot of people will kind of do it like this. For me, that feels okay. You can put it on more of a stretch and kind of get a little bit better foam roll out of it if you take that leg and cross it up and over your opposite knee. And so we've introduced more hip flexion. We've also got some external rotation at the hip. And for me, that really just gets in there. That just pushes on it a lot more effectively. And so again, about 30 to 60 seconds in that position. Now, as your IT band runs down the outside of your leg, the fascia from your quads and from your hamstrings does tie into it a little bit. It's always a good idea to help relax that and to help to release that as well. And so to do that, what I want to do is I'm going to bring the foam roller down here a little bit lower. I've got my hand down behind me for support, this other leg in front of me for support, and now I'm going to foam roll kind of the outside part of that hamstring in this position right here. Now keep in mind, I'm not directly on top of my IT band. This is how most people do it. That is very painful, that's very uncomfortable. What I've done is just rolled off of it ever so slightly, and I can feel there's kind of a groove right where the back of that IT band comes and ties into that hamstring. That's the part that I'm after right here. And again, about 30 to 60 seconds is what I would shoot for. Make sure you go all the way from your hip, all the way down to right behind your knee, just to get the full length of that hamstring muscle. And then we can also do the same thing for the quad by rolling to the front. Again, I'm not right on top of the IT band. I'm gonna bring this leg in front of the other leg and kind of focus on that quad muscle more to the front. Once again, you can kind of find the groove where the IT band kind of ties into the quad. That's where we want to spend our time foam rolling. And about 30 to 60 seconds here. So all in all, about 5 minutes of foam rolling is all that it takes. And then it's important that we follow that up with some stretches. I've got some of those coming up now. After we've released those muscles on the foam roller, we want to follow that up with some stretching to further release the tension that's being pulled through that IT band. Here are my 3 favorite stretches for that. The first thing we're going to do is a hip flexor stretch. So with that problematic knee, you're going to put that down on the ground and get into this tall kneeling position. In this position, keep really good posture and then push your hips forward. So I'm transferring my weight onto that front foot until I get just a really good stretch right here through the front part of my hip. Again, this is a great way that we can kind of pull through that hip flexor. This is a good stretch to that TFL muscle to promote some relaxation and release in that IT band. And this one, I would spend about 30 seconds and then hold that 2 to 3 times. The next one is probably my favorite for IT band pain. What we're going to do is lay down on my side with my bad leg up. So if the pain were in my right leg, I'm down on my left side right now. What I'm gonna do is with my right hand, I'm going to grab my ankle and then pull back behind me. I'm gonna pull that ankle up towards my butt until I get a good bend right here in my knee. Now with my other leg, so my left leg is going to hook the top of that right knee right now and then pull that knee down towards the floor, down towards the table, just until I get a good stretch right here on the outside part of my hip. This is a great way that we can stretch out the quad, the hip flexor, that TFL, as we start to pull with the ankle. So if you pull your knee down towards the ground, you're gonna feel that up higher in your hip, kind of in that glute med area. This is a great stretch. Hold that for about 20 to 30 seconds and repeat that one 3 times. And then the last thing that I like to do is stretch out kind of the glute and the hamstring at the same time. And what you're gonna do is grab a belt or a towel or a sheet, loop that right around the end of your foot, and then we're going to lay down just like this. Keep that leg straight. Now what I'm going to do is pull that left foot up and over towards my right side. And as you do that, you're gonna get a good stretch right here in the glute max, but then you're also gonna feel that travel down that lateral hamstring as well. And so take it as far as you can comfortably, hold that for about 20 to 30 seconds, and then you can repeat that one 3 times as well. Now, I would recommend that you follow the stretches up with some strengthening exercises to totally eliminate this pain and this problem. If you're interested in those exercises, I'm going to link them right here in this video. Subscribe to my channel at this circle right here. I hope this helps you out, and I hope to see you again soon.